Hey, it's Ted McGrath. So I want to give you 3 tips of entrepreneurial advice or advice for entrepreneurs to grow a business and then scale a business. Number 1, I think the ultimate goal for any entrepreneur is to create a business that doesn't involve them in the day-to-day operations. Currently, right now in my business, I'm not involved in the day-to-day operations. I have a team who runs that. And I manage my business by looking at the statistics daily, and that's how I run the company. So I'm going to share with you some steps right now of how to get to that point, and 3 different steps you can take to start creating a business that runs without you. So number 1, when you first start in a business, you're probably doing a lot of the work. And again, if you like this video, you can subscribe to the channel down below. So you're probably doing a lot of the work. One of my coaches, Dan Sullivan, used to say, entrepreneurs are rugged individualists, which means they like to do everything by themselves. And they don't think that anybody can do it better than them, which in a lot of cases, that's true, but not in every case. And so they handle everything. I got to do everything. They're mopping the floor, they're taking out the trash, they're doing the books, they're doing all that stuff. You know, the reality is in the beginning, you got to do a lot of things and you're wearing a lot of different hats, right? A lot of different roles that you're playing, because that's what you need to get the business up and running, unless you're highly funded and you have lots of investment money coming in, okay? So first thing is you're gonna be wearing a lot of hats when you start. So the goal is, when you do start, is to figure out the role that you ultimately wanna play in the business. Like, what is the thing you love doing in the business? I'll give you some examples. When I first started, I loved the aspect of speaking in my business, okay? I have a brand called Message to Millions. My main brand is called Ted McGrath Brands. So under Ted McGrath Brands, we have Message to Millions. I have another brand called Good Enough, which is the brand for my film and my one-man stage play that I'm doing, because I'm also an actor. So in the beginning of those companies, I wore different hats. So in the Message to Millions brand, I wore the hat of being a speaker and also being a coach. But in the beginning, I did all these other aspects of running the business, right? Which I was selling and making sure the sales were coming. I was doing the financial aspect of it. I was chasing down opportunities and doing the marketing because I didn't know online marketing at the time like I do now. And then as I evolved, I realized that for me to really scale the business, one of the leaps I would have to take is to learn a new skill set that would give me more freedom. So the question I have for you right now is, what is that skill set that is going to give you more freedom, right? So that's a really important question. And for me, I knew speaking wasn't going to be the only thing that I wanted to do. I learned that marketing was an essential skill set that if we learned it in the business, it would free me up from doing a lot of things. I also had the realization that if I had a sales team, because I was doing a lot of selling, that the sales team could be doing the selling for me, and that I wouldn't have to be doing the selling. So I was doing a lot of the marketing, I was doing a lot of the selling. And so I was like, if I took those 2 things out of the equation, well, guess what? I would be very, very free to do the things that I love, all right? So marketing, I learned a new skill set 7 years ago of advertising. And I realized that if I could pay to advertise, you know, different platforms out there, they make money through advertising, right? If you pay, you know, they're gonna treat their customers well who advertise. So I was like, if I could pay for it and advertise, this is a really good business model. So I developed a business model where I could put $1 in and make $4 cash back in the same week. We spend $200,000 a month in advertising, and that's pretty much our model. And so I knew that that skill set of marketing would really start to bring in the leads that I needed. But the second thing I needed was to place myself on sales. So I built a sales team, and it started with 1 person. And the 1 person that I started with was great at sales, and then she eventually helped me hire a team. Today we have something like 10 or 11 or 12 salespeople, and so they are actually doing the selling. And then additionally, I didn't want to do the speaking anymore, which wasn't really my game, so I brought in coaches and other speakers to do the speaking for me. So I got the marketing off my plate, I got the sales off my plate, and the coaching is off my plate, and the speaking, only the speaking is there when I want to do it for large events. So this has served me well in creating a business that could start to run without me to a certain degree, but it needed a second thing, okay? And the second thing that it needed was statistics. I needed to start measuring and managing my business by statistics. If you want more data on how to do that, There's a technology called WISE technology, and WISE is where I learned this from. And basically, I learned how to manage your statistics. So I realized the only way I could get out of the day-to-day operations of the business and getting pulled back into the confusion was if I had statistics for every single area. So if you look at my business now, I run it from my phone. I don't check email because to me, email is a line that comes in where people are most reactive. So I don't want to get communication throughout my day that's reactive, and I don't want to get communication through my day that's like bad news. So I just kind of remove myself from email. And when people are communicating on the phone, they're much more likely to keep good communication in because they know somebody's going to read it instantly. So all my stuff comes in through an app called Voxer, and all my statistics are there. I can see my marketing statistics daily, my sales statistics daily, my cash collected daily, everything's there. So if I want to look at something as an executive over the company, I just pick it up, I look at my phone, and there's the statistics. Now this is huge because a business, in my opinion, can't grow because the leaders will always be pulled into problems, and without statistics to measure whether it's a real problem, you could have some crazy person, in your company who's screaming about problems all the time when there's really not a problem. I'm fortunate; I have great people in my company, and I have people who use their jobs, or they're in their jobs using statistics, so we know what the problem is and what isn't the problem. But if you don't have that, you're gonna have real problems in your business. And as a leader, you're gonna be the one going, "Oh, what's going on?" and confused. And so statistics really help you get there. The third thing, again, which I learned from WISE, was writing policies for the business. If you're the leader and everything comes from your mouth, and I'm the source where everything comes from me, well, it's really important that those things are written down. And when things are written down, they have a lot more power and influence over people. Because it's written, it's policy. And policy is kind of like the law in our business. This is how it is. So if there's a question on how you handle this situation, go read the policy. And so I started writing policies. Anytime a problem came up, I wrote a policy. Anytime something was successful, I wrote a policy about it. And those are the things that have started to allow me to go, rather than somebody coming to me and say, "Hey, we need to solve this problem," or what do we do here? Go read the policy, go read the policy, go read the policy. Somebody's stats are down, go read the policy. And that's how we do it. So, powerful way, as an entrepreneur, that's my entrepreneur advice. Entrepreneurial advice is really what it is. And I hope it serves you. So if you like this, subscribe to the channel, comment, and there's more videos that are coming up at the end as well. So you'll see them at the end of the screen here, and you can watch some more free videos and cool stuff. Hope this serves you, all right?